By the way, Ruben Amorim's press conference was delayed a little bit because there was leaks coming out from the ceiling, which, by the way, goes back to previous ownership. But again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shirtless Plantain Show. This is the Manchester United edition. You have myself, Tosin, alongside my co-host, Tomi. How you doing today, man?
Cold, but I'm here. What about you?
Brother, it is like 5 degrees in Brooklyn right now. This is not where my grandfather or his grandparents decided to live, okay? This is not Abeokuta.
I was born on the equator. I'm not destined for all this nonsense.
You feel me?
Coldness.
It's foolishness. It doesn't help that United lost. Honestly, I don't even want to talk about the game anymore. I think I'm more so upset with the fans, and this is not even a therapy session. I think that being on social for so long, you start to realize that fans that go to the games and fans that don't go to the games all lack something that the players also don't have, which is a brain. And no one knows how to embrace the fact that this is going to be a rough going. We've never done a real actual rebuild. In all the years post Alex Ferguson, we've done like mismatch here, but it's never really been an actual sustainable rebuild. And you're playing against teams who actually have like rebuilt their squad. Like, all jokes aside, Bournemouth are a really good team, and they get profiles and players that fit. They sold Solanke, and they got Evan Nilsson, who, when you saw that third goal, a really good striker. They find pieces that fit their team and fit their system and fit the way that they want to play. Justin Kluivert has been bouncing around Europe like a pogo stick for how long now? And he fits perfectly at that 10 position because they find positions and they find players that work the system well. No one knew who Kirkeresh was from nowhere, but Kirkeresh, that's what you do when you have a good system. You have a good coach, you have a good recruitment system, and that's what United are trying to build to, but the fans are just so upset and they throw their toys out every 5 seconds. We beat City because, one, City's not good, but two, that's in a very emotional game. If you take the emotions out of the game, you play against a team like Bournemouth, of course you're going to lose because that's a really good team. But anyway, that's enough of my spiel. Talk to me about the game. I'm sorry about that. I had to get it off my chest.
Yeah. Like you said, the game will be repeating more of the same stuff. Good structure, good underlying numbers. Ever since Amorim come in, we dominated the game. But just like against Forest, 3 chances, 3 goals. They had like 3 shots on goals, or 4, if I'm not mistaken. 3 goals. We had created more chances, all that stuff. So we were good. We were limiting set pieces again. Like 40% of our goals have been set pieces. That's crazy. Like, we can't, like, that's not sustainable. So, but the biggest thing again is the attack has to be better. The attack has to be better because too many times, like, we get the ball to the final third, and when I say the attack, I don't just mean the strikers and Bruno. I meant everyone that's involved in the attack, whether it's Mazraoui up there, whether it's Dalot up there. Once they get up there, we have to be better. It's too many times. For example, Dalot be looking for a cutback. Everyone made the run to the near post, or Mazraoui say, "Let me cut the ball across," but everyone has dropped back for the cutback. So that's where that needs to be. That needs to be more locked in. That's just my biggest takeaway. The attack is so disjointed right now.
Bro, I just feel United just don't have that many good players. I think that's the number one thing for me at the end of the day, that no matter how talented your coach is, no matter how talented your team is, well, let me take this back. Let me say this again. Man United don't have a really good bunch of players, right? And they have been suffering from this for so long for now. Like, there's been so many just players from so many different eras or so many different managers, and you're now trying to play one system that a lot of players can't fit. You can see it's awkward for some players. Like, Dalot looks awkward playing wing back. And it's all over the place. Bruno looks awkward trying to be in a pivot. Bruno looks awkward trying to be a 10. And because there is those 2 10s that split, and Bruno looks awkward doing it. So Man United, they have to upgrade a lot of these positions. And the thing is, you can clearly see when United play what positions need to be upgraded. You can see what players need to be upgraded immediately too. And even our favorites, I'm not going to sit here and like not call out some of my favorites. Like, Kobe didn't play well today. I love him, but Kobe didn't play well today. And
honestly,
go ahead.
He wasn't. I was like, I'm seeing people say, "Oh, this system's not for him." I hate that take. Like, he played very well against City, and he wasn't the best today. But I don't think it was a net negative. I think he did more good than bad.
For sure.
He He just didn't have as good a game as the people who were going up against in the midfield. And that's fine. But I still think he helped the team more than he hurt. But yes, he didn't play well. Licha, he played better today, but he's been a net negative all season. Hoyland and Xerxes, net negatives today too. So yeah, I'm there with you.
Can we talk about the strikers, please? Because today it just came to my mind. And you know me, I love Victor Osimhen. That's my guy through and through. I've seen Osimhen since the U17 World Cup Nigeria one with Chukwueze and those guys. I look at Xerxes, I look at Hoyland, and I'm not going to say they're not talented, right? Because if you're playing professional football at a certain level, you have to be talented. You have to have a certain gravitas about you. You have to have a certain, something about you. I just don't feel right now with the way United are trying to rebuild, United trying to progress, one of those two cannot be at the club. United need an experienced striker. And I think that Xerxes is the most awkward fit because he's a 9.5/10 and he doesn't really want to score goals like that. He's more of a link-up play artist, and he's like, we said, Black Berbatov. And he doesn't really fit where United wants to be. United should have got Xerxes when they were more of a finished product, right? Xerxes is a cherry on the top. And when you see him starting today, you can see how awkward it is. Like his first touches are bad. He's not that quick. And the Premier League will find you out so fast, especially when you don't have runners playing for you. Like, we already know, but we might get into it later with Rashford, but, you don't have any runners, right? Xerxes not having the ball up. Your two runners are Ahmad and Bruno. That's not it at all. And your runners on the wings is Dalot and Mazawari. There's no pace in that squad. So no one is really going to get the playmaking that he was doing at Genoa. So it is one of those things where, it's frustrating to see. But again, like I said, I personally think the best striker for United, if he could stay fit, is Victor Osimhen. Because that's someone who can create chances. Someone's going to run people down, and someone who has enough pace about himself. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, it's funny, man, because I feel like I'm just going to be talking the same things we've said on every single podcast. I feel like we're going to repeat ourselves ad nauseum, which is just, be patient. You finally have a good coach. In the past, was it more of the players and coach? Yes. Now I can say it's 100% just the players. And like I understand fans saying like, oh, we should get our best players playing. It's like there is no best players, bro.
Best players implies that like there's a group who's better. There's like a full 11 that's better than the rest. No, there's a good 4 or 5 players that are better than the rest. The rest of them need help.
At best.
I was about to say at best. And one of them's a goalkeeper who we saw what his backup was like.
The thing is, I love what Ruben's doing because you can't say Ruben hasn't given every single player a chance, right? Yeah. So when the shit comes to the fan and when he starts to sell players, when he starts to gut this squad properly, you cannot say nobody didn't get a fair shot at, trying to make it this club. He literally gave everybody a fair chance. And some people didn't take their chances, and it is what it is, So what can you say?
Honestly, my biggest thing is, like you said, patience. Because, again, looking at the underlying numbers, we had more shots. Even though XG is a Republican stat, we had a higher XG. We limited them. I think like last time, I think Compass said last time they came to United last season, they had 26 shots.
Yeah.
They didn't have that today, I can tell you that right now. So, it's there.
Yeah.
We just need the players. And honestly, there's not much to be said about the game because I watched the game and first goal, corner, set pieces. Come on. Second goal, penalty, Mazarawi, gotta be better. And the third one, that was just one of those like, shit just happened. So It's not like, I want to say they broke us down where it was like, I think the attack is the main problem now. They didn't break us down to the point where we're like, God damn it, we need to change up everything. We just need to get that attack clicking. That's just my biggest takeaway from this game.
Yeah. I mean, I just laugh all the time when people say, oh, I may not have had multiple rebuilds. No, we have not had multiple rebuilds. We've had literally just patches, right? Like we try to, like we've not really, really gutted the squad like we should have, because a real rebuild is what Liverpool did. It's what Man City did when they got Pep. It's what what Arsenal did when they got Arteta and they got rid of everybody. And I truly believe in my heart of heart that like everything's going to be all right. I think that there's too many smart people in the club now versus previously. And you know what? I'm going to talk about it because I've seen a lot of United fans blaming Ineos and saying this and that. And for me, it's just like, what in the last 20 something years have you not seen from the Glazers that you haven't? Like, and I get it. Like, Ineos are penny pinchers. I 100% get it, right? Like, what they've done to Rashford and trying to get him out and trying to get rid of all the big, high end plays. I understand that frustration, right? We literally have Jason Wilcox, Omar Barada, Christian Vivelli. We have all these people who are never ever would they have been hired at a previous regime, right? So you're now suffering from poor financial decisions from the past, which is why you have to penny pitch, right? So it's like chaos is a ladder at this club. And the chaos is now escalated on and off the pitch, where I've said this before, and I said it, and I'll keep saying it over again, even in my Marcus Rashford piece. Manchester United do not have that Sir Alex Ferguson cultural leader at the club. Forget the tactical and the trophy-winning Sir Alex Ferguson. I'm talking about the cultural guy. It's the reason why when David Beckham in 98, I remember this, when he came back from England, he was booed by everybody. The fans loved him. Everybody showed him and surrounded him in love because that was the culture of the club, was to love your own. At this club now, we're looking for scapegoats. I'm already seeing people trying to blame Kobe. I'm already seeing people blame Rashford. And that's the problem with this fan base now, is that like everybody is looking for a fucking scapegoat. Whether you like the player or not, somebody has to be somebody's scapegoat. And that's the issue with United fans now, especially on the internet. Everyone has an agenda against somebody or something, whether it's Rashford, whether it's Bruno, whether it's Kobe, whether it's I don't know who it is, but somebody's got an agenda against somebody, and nobody can properly assess what really is the issues at Man United. And I've said it ad nauseum. When you have terrible owners from the top down, it funnels into every single thing that you do. And until you can finally admit that for yourself, you're going to be blaming Ineos, you're going to be blaming the players. The real issue stands with those Americans who own the Tampa Bay Bucks and what they've done at this club for the last 20-something years. What? I'm off my high horse.
Now it's time for me to get on my soapbox.
Mhm.
You talking about the fans always looking for a player to blame is so true. And I'll use myself for an example. You can search through my tweets. I dislike Dalot. I've never once said sold him. I just want him to be better, or I said he should be a backup at best. Cool. Garnacho, I've been frustrated with Garnacho. You can check on my tweets, all my statements on this podcast. It is for him to be a bench option until he's ready. United fans will blame everything wrong with the club on one player. Like you said, first they did it with Pogba. They did it with Martial. They're doing it with Rashford. Rashford's not out the door, and they're looking for the next player already. Like you said, Mino, De Ligt, Ugarte. Before he even started playing a game for us, they were trying to say, look at him. You guys are not as smart as you think you are. That's my biggest thing. Relax, okay? Not everything has to be someone's fault. It's not all the must you must be calling for someone's head, calling for someone's job. Relax. You can't criticize a player. Like Tosin said, Mino did not have the best game today. Is he out here calling for Mino to be sold or dropped? No, because he understands he's a 19-year-old who's like still figuring out a new system. Guys, let's.
This all stems from like the Mark Goldbridge of the world, where too many people love Mark Goldbridge, and there's this weird agenda I've seen a lot from Man United fans who go to the games where they try to say they're a bigger fan because they go to Old Trafford games. I don't give a fuck if you go to every single Man United game, home or away. You're not a bigger fan of anybody. Some people just can't literally fly out to go see the games. I don't care if you go to the games or not. So at the end of the day, we all support the same club. Some of us see it differently, but some of you just need to get off your high horse and thinking because you go to a game that you're better than somebody. No, you're not. That not even the slightest, and it's weird that we're not even talking about the game anymore because you and I both know that this is going to be a long process, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can break down the tactics, we can break down the players, but this podcast for me is to really just get my frustrations off because I'm really annoyed with just seeing the foolishness after every single game. You guys, do you remember a few weeks ago when I said that, United fans have to learn how to take this on the chin? I was not lying. I literally said this on this very podcast that United fans need to learn to take it on the chin because other people are going to banter you, right? I have Liverpool fans banter me all day, Arsenal fans banter me all day, City fans banter me, everybody, Chelsea fans. I don't care because guess what? I've seen all of your teams rebuild. I've seen all of your teams go from nothing to something and then from something to nothing again. So I don't give a damn. Like, yo, you can banter my team all day all you want, but I know in my heart of hearts that I know what position needs to be upgraded. I know what players need to be get sold. I know what because we finally have a good coach. I think that's the biggest thing for me, that we finally got the coaching right. You can see it in the way the players are trying to like understand, but it's their lack of limitation, which is why it's not showing out on the pitch. But listen, man, it's gonna be a rough ride because you're gonna come against some really, really hard teams in the next few weeks. You know, if you look at United's schedule, it's not that easy. You got Wolves who finally won a game today, then Newcastle was surging up, then Liverpool, then Arsenal. Southampton's a bit of a gimme. Brighton, you don't know. And, you know, it gets a little tricky, but it's one of those things where United finally have the one piece that they've needed, which is a good coach. And the rest of it will fall into line with the transfer people because they are identifying better talents. They are going to, you know, the same scout who found Yon Duran from Man United is the one who found Diego Leon, the Paraguayan kid that we signed. So they do have people who know how to find talents in the club. It's just about marrying it with what the coach wants to, you know, with what the coach wants. But there are some players that definitely in January, if the bid comes in, they got to accept it for sure. And I don't want to call out any names, but for me, I really, really hope somehow we can get Victor Osimhen in. I don't believe that man should be in Turkey. Absolutely not. I know he can't stay fit, but man, Osimhen needs to go somewhere.
Even him not staying fit, I feel like it's a little bit not like overstated, but like even when he'll be like he'll miss the odd like 8 games, but he'll still be leading the league in scoring, and when he's fit, banging in goals. But like you said, the best ability is availability. So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
just hope he can stay fit because that's a very great player. And me personally, I'm still off the school of thought that like before we get a striker, there's other places we need first. Like we need wing backs. I don't know if Mazarov is going to be the center back for the future or right wing back, but we definitely need a left wing back, and we definitely need someone else in that 10 role. If we're gonna, to honestly, even if we're gonna keep Ahmad there, we still need someone in that 10 role. And
Mm-hmm.
I think we're bringing in that Norwegian kid
Yeah.
who I haven't seen too much of him, but seems like a good, tidy player. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Do you remember when Dean a few weeks ago asked and said how Man United would have acted if they conceded the first goal? The River said we have to maintain the calm when we suffer a goal. It was similar in the last match. The players need to understand the game has different moments. And it's true. Like, this is a team that panics any single time. And again, Man United fans, they always say, oh, we want to suffer. You know, to go do this, go do that. Any little bit of hardship, these fans start buckling, bro. They start getting nervous. I'm just like, yo, relax. It's going to be very ugly for a while, but hey, it is what it is, man.
I don't know if it's because I'm a Wizards fan or like I regularly attend DC United games, so I'm used to these terrible, like,
Now you're just blacking from PG. That's all that is.
you feel me? So I'm just here like, you guys don't know how to persevere anything. One little thing. Oh my gosh, it's over. Oh, we're getting relegated. Oh, get rid of the club. Relax. Bro, this is a manager that's not even managed 10 games for the club yet. He's not reached double-digit games managed for the club yet. We started off we had a manager this season that had the club's worst start back-to-back seasons. It's going to take time. Just wait. That's my big thing. Just wait. Like, relax. The sun's gonna shine on us again. Please.
Yeah, every dog has his day. We're gonna talk about Rashford quickly and like what's happening, or are you tired?
Oh no, I'm ready. I am ready.
Go ahead. It's your floor.
I I hate from the bottom of my heart I'll get ahead of it. Everyone says, "Oh, we're being too sentimental. We're babying Rashford." The Sun, no, not the Sun. What's the name of that
Daily
newspaper,
Mail,
whatever? Daily Mail.
Telegraph, one of those.
One of them. They've written 9 articles about him in 10 days. 9 articles in 10 days. Fun fact: he has more goal contributions than Jack Grealish, Kulusevski,
Phil Foden.
Phil Foden, Matoma, all those. Every winger that you said is better than Rashford. And fun fact, he has the same. I'm pretty sure he has either the same or more than Cavacelia, and Leao has like 2 more than him, total goal contributions. So, while I am saying you can't criticize Rashford, the game he came on against Arsenal, he wasn't good. Criticize him. But to try to use 1-2 games to paint his whole career is stupid. This is a player who's given us, since his debut, been going up in contributions, giving us 20 and 10 in like 3 straight seasons and 4 out of 5 seasons, then exploded for 30 and 10, right? If you're going to criticize him, but be fair with it. Don't try to say, oh look, he's the main problem, he's useless, we need to get rid of him. He's not had a good couple games. And to back my original point, I do have a bias for Marcus Rashford, and I'll explain to you people why. Rashford is, and honestly, I'll speak for my generation. You can speak for like because you know, like you're part of it, you're a little bit older, so you know. But this is my generation, right? As you guys don't know, I'm 26 years old. I've been watching football all my life. Since I could walk, I've been watching football. So people from my generation, when you see someone our age that looks like us, looks like our brothers, looks like our dads, looks like looks like us, from an area we all know too well, like from conditions everyone knows too well, someone that rejected houses, pay bumps from other clubs because he said, I want to make it at United. A man who played through a broken back led us to trophies. Every single trophy we've won since his debut, he's had his fingerprint on it. Free kick in the Europa League semi-final that took us there. Goal in the final. His performance in that FA Cup final a couple years back. When you see that person make it at this club, the club that preaches about youth, that preaches about tradition, of course you're going to want to hold on to that player. And then on top of that, he made it. Like, he was good. He was great even. 100 goals. He's top 13, top 12 in goals scored. And, like, I'm pretty sure he's top 10 in assists. I don't know. But for a player to achieve all that at 26, 27, that looks like us, you are... If you say you won't miss that or you can just get rid of him easily, then I'm sorry, you've lost the point of the sport and you've lost the point of Manchester United. Like, flat out. Should he be criticized? Absolutely. If some of the stuff I'm seeing from the reports is true, and I'm saying is because I'm not gonna take it as a face value right off, because I've seen how they treated I've seen how they treated Sterling, I've seen how they treated Pogba, I've seen how they wrote about other black stars. Let's be frank. If some of the stuff they're writing is true, he doesn't need to be caught out on that. He doesn't need to have his feet held to the fire, right? But if you guys are blind enough to say this isn't flat out racism, Jack Grealish hasn't scored in a whole year. This is a man that legit has drunk driving charges. Like,
during COVID.
During COVID, like, they found him guilty of that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a man that gets drunk on camera, but he's a lovable idiot, right? Mm-hmm. The same writer that's written a bunch of those articles about Rashford in the last like 7 days said Jack Grealish was being hampered by Pep's tactical thing. But with Rashford, who's had the most goals under every manager we've had, most goal contributions under every manager we had, he's failing the managers. Like, guys, come on, let's be smart about this.
Mm-hmm.
Should he be criticized? Absolutely. But you guys are taking it overboard, making him the scapegoat for everything. Like, he came, like I said, that Arsenal cameo, he wasn't good, but he came on worthy down 1-0, and now all of a sudden it's his fault.
Yeah, I mean, I truly believe that, especially even within some United black fans ranks, that everyone wants to find a way to success for this club, right? Everyone has in their heart of hearts, they want United to be good again, especially if you're a fan of this club. Yeah. But I feel in way people take it is a little bit too far, if that makes sense. Like, I feel that the way that people want success for this club, they do it in a weird way. And then, like, they talk about, his body language, this and that. And it's like, shut up. But then there's also just like this thing where I'm just like, I truly believe that a lot of United fans are disconnected from reality, where they will talk about this player is not being good and this player is not that. But it's just like, again, it goes back to the cultural thing I'm saying. Like, this is not a club where culturally things are perfect, things are good anymore. This is a club where it's very haphazard, and Ineos are trying everything that they can do to be better. And I saw someone today saying that, oh, Ineos was running this club like a private equity firm. I was like, do you know that Sir Jim last week put 79 million pounds of his own money into the club? You know how many times the Glazers put their own money into the club? 0 times. I'm not saying the Ineos are perfect. I'm not saying that Sir Jim is good. I'm not saying any of that at all. What I'm saying is that I've seen enough effort in the last 8 months that I've not seen in the last 20 years from another person. That's all I'm saying. But I will want to end it because, we're just ranting in circles at this point. Just whatever topic frustrates us, we're getting to this point. By the way, Ruben Amorim's press conference was delayed a little bit because there was leaks coming out from the ceiling, which, by the way, goes back to previous ownership. But again,
before I let you get to your point, would you guys see how bad this is? Like a club of Manchester United's stature, 3 times European champions, most English champions, most English top flight titles won, and your stadium is leaking. Like even in your press room, bro, the Glazers, this is crazy.
Bro, and this is why I keep telling people all and over again, like, chaos is a ladder. Where does it start from? And that's the thing for me, is just like I always like to look at, where do things come from? Where exactly do things stem from? Where is the funnel down, right? You get what I'm saying? It's like, where do things come from? How do things start? And yeah, I don't know, man. Like Bournemouth, again, like I said, fair play to them, man. Their manager, sporting director, recruitment, all of it is really good. And that's where United need to get to. I'm not trying to say to that Bournemouth level. We want to be better, obviously. But when you have a cohesive unit like Bournemouth does, they got Arola, who's a really, really good manager, very good tactician. He plays about into what he needs to. United have one part down, which is they have the what's it called down, right? The coaching, right? But Bournemouth has Thiago Pinto as their sporting director, right? So they do have a good succession over there, and United need to get to that place. I've never seen under the Glazers, a directive recruitment or all of these things that we have now. So it's going to be a long process, right? It's going to be rough. And if you guys can listen to anything that we've said today, is patience. Really be patient. Really be understanding that, like, it's going to be rough. Like, it's not going to be the most easiest thing. Like, you get into conspiracy theories, you can talk about this player, that player, but it's going to be rough. And like Nipsey Hussle said, sometimes you got to shut down all that fun, get the cash run, get ugly on these hoes and eat. That's what you got to do. Sometimes you got to take a step back. This being a fan stuff, it brings you joy, it brings you sadness, it brings you pain. But at the end of the day, we're fans. We're not behind the scenes. We're not in the board. You got to let them do their job, and everyone is going to complain. Everyone's going to find different faults of this player, that player, this executive. But fam, we're all fans of this club at the end of the day. We all just got to just shut the fuck up, man. Like, I don't know. It's just one of these things where I'm starting to just see United fans every time. It's like, bro, do y'all want to just find joy elsewhere? Just find joy elsewhere, please? I know the club's not fun right now, but just find joy elsewhere. Another sport, a hobby, read something, go on a hike, do something.
Bro, reading is fun. Reading is fun. Watch a movie. Right? Do something, because you're pissing me off.
Yeah, and it's like, we didn't even talk about the game, man. We didn't even talk about anything, because it's just more so one of those things where it's like, yeah, we lost 3-0. Only thing I took away from this game is that that 3-4-3 or the formation that he wants to play is gonna work itself out in the long term. Yeah. It's gonna work itself out. But for the short term, man, it's not fun to watch this. You got to firm and take on the chin. But we're in the festive period, man. That means a lot of games coming soon. So Godspeed. It's gonna be a lot more complaints. But listen, you got anything you want to add before we head out of here?
Nah, really. Yeah, go Ravens. Actually, go Ravens.
That was a wonderful win. That was a wonderful win.
That's a proper win. Proper win.
The MVP right here, baby.
Talking about, what I'm saying? Talking about Josh Allen, please.
El Jack, El Freaky, my guy. The best quarterback in the whole entire NFL. That's where I find my joy. I find my joy in myself. I find my joy in the Baltimore Ravens and Derrick Henry. Yes, I hope you guys find your joy. For myself, Tosin and Tomi, we're out. Guys, don't be a bitch on the internet. Please don't do that. Seriously. Like, I gotta add that. Don't be a bitch. What did ACM say? He said your grandma's last dying wishes be like, I wish she wasn't such a bitch on the internet. Don't do that. Love
That's
yourselves,
law.
man.
That's law. That's
Don't love
law.
yourselves, man. Anyways, we're out. Everyone take it easy. Peace.
Peace.
Hey folks, this is Dean from the Shirtless Plantain Show. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, and follow us on all our socials. You can see them right beneath our recordings in every video. Thanks again, and see you on the next one.